The next step is to take my pieces to the overlocker and overlock the garment and the facing. Before I overlock the outer edge of my facing, you do not need to overlock your facing seam allowances, but I'm just going to trim them back to 1 centimetre. And then I'm going to take it to the overlocker and overlock right around the outside edge of the facing with the seam allowances open. You just have to keep checking when it goes underneath the overlocker that that seam allowance is not caught up, that it's open and facing the right direction. Before I apply the collar, I'm going to stay stitch around the neck edge, but not quite at 1 centimetre, about 9 millimetres in. You can have a shorter stitch length, like 2. And no backtracking. So now I can clip into my stay stitching so that when I apply the collar, because it's on an opposing curve, it will allow the neckline to open up so I can attach it much easier. So now I've clipped the neckline. As you can see, I've clipped closer together the more curved it is. As the curve gets less, your clips can be further apart. I have pinned the collar onto the garment. The first thing I did was match the centre back there, match the shoulder seams with the notches on the collar, and matched centre front notch with the front of the collar. And then I've sort of pinned it in between. So now I'm just going to roughly baste the collar to the garment. I'm just going to stitch on top of the stay stitching that was around the neck edge of the garment, directly on top of that, just to hold the collar to the garment. Matching your edges, because it's not easy. You are going to attach 2 opposing curves together. So after you have stitched it with the holding stitch, just make sure that there are no pleats in the neck edge of the garment.